The story begins with a babysitter named Emily. She's trying to put a little boy named Mark to sleep. Mark was terrified of the skin eater that lived in his closet. So his father would always wedge a chair against the closet doorknob. Emily did the same thing. Emily put Mark's sister Marina to sleep alongside Mark in his room. She went downstairs, turned on the TV, and started listening to music. She began singing along, then dancing. Emily picked up a cigarette from somewhere in the house and was about to light it when she heard the garage door opening. She quickly cleaned everything up and headed toward the garage. But there was no one there. However, the garage shutter was wide open. Emily stepped outside to check. She lit her cigarette right there. A car was parked on the street nearby. Close to it, a dead dog lay on the ground. But the entire street was completely deserted. So Emily went back inside the house. But right there in front of her, a note was written on a piece of paper, "You're pretty." Emily thought it was Mark's doing. But Mark was asleep in his room. His closet door was open. Emily closed the closet again and wedged the chair in front of it. She went to ask Marina about the note. Marina said if she had written it, she wouldn't have made a grammar mistake. The moment Emily stepped out of the room, she found picture frames from the wall lying on the floor. In Mark's room, another note was left, "Be mine." The closet here was open too. Now Emily finally started to feel afraid. She heard the sound of a door opening. It was Mark's parents' room, which had been locked before. Someone was behind her. She rushed to Marina's room. Marina had been tied up. Terrified, Emily tried to call for help, but the phone wire had been cut. In front of her, the TV was playing. On the screen, a masked figure was holding up a note for her to see. That same masked figure was standing right behind Emily. And then he killed her. After this, the scene shifts forward in time. A girl named Dina returned home from college for the weekend. On her way back, she ran into two guys, Chad and Willis. Chad had a habit of recording everything. Their car had the license plate Rockon 1. Dina stopped by the pharmacy to pick up some medicine for her father. Then the scene shifts to Sheriff Rod's house. A mysterious package had been left outside his door. Inside the package was a remote control. Meanwhile, Dina went to meet her best friend Hattie. The two of them had coffee together, talked about Dina's college life, and made plans for the weekend. But Hattie wasn't free that day. She had to go babysit at the sheriff's house. The sheriff's wife had passed away, and Hattie was hoping to win him over and marry him someday. Sheriff Rod arrived at the same house where Emily had been killed. The remote from the package was for this house's garage. Meanwhile, Dina arrived home. Her mom was there. Her dad was there too. But her dad was sitting in a deeply catatonic state, just staring at the TV. He wouldn't respond to anything Dina said. Her mom told her, "He is proud of you, and we are so happy that you are home. It's been so empty here." Back at the police station, the sheriff received another package addressed to him. Inside was a videotape labeled Night of the Reaper. On the tape, a boy named Connor was also shown a dead dog. Right after that, the masked figure killed him too. The sheriff said they had found Connor's body 2 years ago. But the case had been closed and ruled an accident because Connor's autopsy showed he was impaired with booze and other substances. However, this video confirmed that Connor had actually been murdered. Meanwhile, Hattie called Dina and told her she was feeling extremely sick. She wouldn't be able to make it to her babysitting job that day. Hattie begged Dina, "Please, just go in my place today. If you don't go, I'll lose this job and any chance I have of marrying the sheriff." Dina agreed. Meanwhile, as the sheriff was passing by, he ran into another officer named Liz. She had stopped after spotting a dead stray dog. This was the 5th or 6th dead stray this month. The sheriff said this is the same sign. He asked Liz if she remembered that boy, Connor. Liz remembered him. She asked what sign he is talking about. The sheriff said, "Never mind." Liz replied, "Okay, no problem. But if you get any leads on Connor's case, make sure you let me know." After that, the sheriff and his partner Butch arrived at the same woods where Connor had died. There, they found another mysterious package. Inside was a video of the babysitter Emily's murder. The killer opening the garage, scaring Emily. It was all recorded on this videotape. In the same video, a car's license plate was captured. The car belonged to Chad, who didn't live on that street. That evening, Dina arrived at the sheriff's house to babysit his son Max. Meanwhile, the police brought Chad into the station for questioning. The sheriff asked him about his habit of filming people. They were accusing him of making those killing videos. But Chad said, "I don't know what you're talking about." The sheriff replied, "I think you are an accessory to the murder of Emily Golding." Back at the sheriff's house, Max was playing video games. Dina asked him to give her a house tour. She offered him sweets in exchange for the tour. They went down to the sheriff's basement. There was a box with his dead wife's name on it. Inside was her wedding dress. Dina got startled when she saw a large mannequin nearby. They headed back upstairs. The sheriff's office was locked because there were guns stored inside. There was also a photo of the sheriff's wife in the house. She had died in a car crash. Both Max and his dad missed her deeply. Max showed Dina his room. He also had walkie-talkies. Meanwhile, Butch was saying the sheriff couldn't keep Chad there like this. But the sheriff was suspicious of Chad. He noticed the morning video of Dina in Chad's tapes. Back at the house, Dina was using the walkie-talkies to play hide and seek with Max. But suddenly, she heard a dog howling. Dina looked outside and saw someone standing there. She asked Max over the walkie-talkie, "Are you outside?" But Max said no, he was inside. The person outside disappeared. Just then, Dina got a phone call. It was the sheriff. He had called to check on Max. Dina told him they were playing hide and seek. The sheriff asked about Dina. "How are you holding up? I know it can't be easy." After that, the sheriff told Chad, "We saw your van near the crime scene. We have evidence. So if you know something, do the right thing here. Otherwise, you'll rot in jail for the rest of your life." The sheriff said, "We noticed your friend Willis lives with you. Maybe he's behind that mask, and maybe you were just the cameraman." The sheriff was about to go arrest Willis. But Butch said, "I don't like this, Chief. We don't have any solid evidence against these boys. You can't arrest them without probable cause. This isn't protocol." Butch told the sheriff to go home and rest. But the sheriff said, "Fine, I'll do it myself." Meanwhile, Max was watching his mom's favorite movies with Dina. Soon he fell asleep. But a little while later, Dina heard the dog sounds again from outside. She grabbed a flashlight and went out. A dog's yelping sound was coming from somewhere. Dina walked forward and looked. A dead dog was lying right in front of her. Suddenly, behind her, the wind slammed a door. Dina ran back inside the house, terrified. She called animal control and told them there was a dead stray dog outside the sheriff's house. They said they'd send someone in the morning. But then Dina heard footsteps upstairs again. Max was asleep. The sounds were coming from the TV. Dina started to feel afraid. Meanwhile, the sheriff had arrived at Willis's building. He quietly snuck inside his apartment. A TV was playing in there. Dog collars were scattered nearby. On the other hand, Dina called Hattie, saying, "I'm getting scared here. Just talk to me." But suddenly, someone arrived outside Hattie's house. Despite Dina telling her not to, Hattie hung up. Dina started hearing footsteps in the house again. The basement door opened on its own. Terrified, Dina went downstairs. The moment she turned on the light, the wedding dress was lying right in front of her. At the same time, the sheriff found a room with red lighting in Willis's apartment. Inside that room was another videotape. Suddenly, Willis appeared behind him. The sheriff arrested him. Meanwhile, Dina tried calling Hattie, but she didn't pick up. Dina checked Max's room. Max was sleeping peacefully. Someone else opened the sheriff's room. Dina went inside. She looked out the window when she heard a bang from inside the house. In front of the sheriff's wife's photo, a newspaper cutout of her accident had been placed. Dina ran out in fear. Suddenly, she heard the sound of shattering glass behind her. Meanwhile, the sheriff brought Willis back under arrest. They had to release Chad. The sheriff left Butch outside and watched this videotape alone. It was footage of the sheriff's wife's accident. The tape made it clear that his wife didn't die in an accident. She was killed by this same killer. The sheriff broke down crying. Watching the video, his rage skyrocketed. Back at the house, the sheriff's office had been opened. Someone had broken in through the window. The sheriff had an entire investigation board filled with evidence from Emily's murder case. Seeing it, Dina started crying. She heard footsteps coming from inside the house. She quickly called 911. The scene shifted to the sheriff. In his anger, he threw Butch out of the room. He put a gun to Willis's throat and interrogated him. Willis said, "I was told to give it to you." The sheriff demanded, "Who told you?" Just then, Butch burst in and said, "We got an emergency." The entire police force was dispatched from there. But instead of going to the sheriff's house, they arrived at a store. They had received a fake anonymous call about a bomb. The scene shifted to the killer's point of view. He was about to kill Max when he heard Dina calling 911 from outside, saying someone had come to kill them. But when the killer went outside, Dina attacked the killer. Now the killer was locked in the sheriff's basement. In front of him, the video of Emily's death was playing. Dina put on the mask and started talking to the killer through the TV screen. She had found all these video recordings at the killer's house. The killer was none other than Officer Liz, who had come here to kill Hattie because she had a crush on the sheriff. But Dina got in the way of her plan. She had deliberately made Hattie sick. Willis had already taken Max out of there and sent him to Hattie's place. And up until now, Dina had just been acting like Liz's victim. She herself had given 911 the fake bomb information so that no one would be around to help Liz. Now Liz was sedated by Dina. She couldn't even walk properly. Dina had placed photos of Connor and the sheriff's wife there, saying, "We came to watch you die." Liz found Max's walkie-talkie. Dina was talking from the other end. On the other side, the sheriff was lost in thought when he received a message from his officer saying they'd figured out who planted that fake bomb bag at the store. Meanwhile, Liz was asking, "Who are you?" Dina was hiding somewhere nearby. Liz noticed a red light coming from the closet behind her. It was just a fake light. Liz and Dina started playing hide and seek. Liz saw a lit flashlight outside the house. It was Dina. Liz followed the light into the woods. Many masked Halloween costumes were hanging there. The flashlight was just hanging there too. Moving through these fake costumes, Dina appeared in front and shot Liz in the leg. And right then it was revealed that Emily was Dina's sister, and she had done all this for revenge. She was about to kill Liz when Liz started laughing, and Chad appeared and attacked Dina. Chad knocked Dina unconscious. He dragged her back inside. Liz and Chad were in this together. Meanwhile, the sheriff tried calling his house, but no one picked up. On top of that, the entire police station was empty because of that bomb call. Dina's eyes opened. Chad was treating Liz's gunshot wound. Dina said, "I saw you at my sister's funeral. You watched us say goodbye and I followed you." Chad was telling Liz they needed to get out of there. Before coming here, he had slit a cop's throat. So the police would now comb through the entire town searching for them. Dina said they would catch them just like she had. Just then, Willis's voice came through the walkie-talkie in Dina's pocket. But the moment Chad pressed the walkie-talkie button, it exploded. In a rage, Liz attacked Dina. She tied her up and played the video of her sister in front of her. Liz said, "I don't think the police know anything, because you wanted to do all this alone." Liz said this was even better than the first time. The older sister had actually walked me right into her trap. Liz said, "No one gives a shit about Emily, and that's why I record it, because everyone just forgets." She said, "You should be thankful that I recorded your sister's final memory." Liz put on her mask, about to kill Dina just like her little sister. She stabbed a knife into her thigh. But just as Liz was about to deliver the final blow, the sheriff shot her. He started looking for Max. Dina said, "Max is safe." The sheriff removed Liz's mask. But Liz started blaming everything on Dina, saying she was the real killer. She killed everyone. Dina said, "No, she's lying." But while talking, Liz was reaching for the knife. The sheriff shot and killed her. He untied Dina and helped her up. Dina said, "Liz captured the final moments of your wife and my sister. That's why I wanted you to be here for this moment." Dina stopped the sheriff from revealing this to the outside world. The sheriff made a plan to report Liz as missing and raid her house. All the evidence there would expose her secrets. After that, Dina said farewell to her sister Emily, and with that, this story comes to an end right here. Let us know in the comments how you liked this explanation. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.